For the past few updates, Dandy's World has had a consistently good skin output, with only a few bad or mediocre skins here and there, showing what a long way they've come since first releasing skins into the game. Unfortunately, the Christmas event of this year was more mixed in skin quality than I expected, especially in comparison to that of the Halloween event. Whether that's due to bad color palettes, bland outfits, or what feels like overpricing here and there, the 48 Christmas event skins vary much more in quality than any other batch we've received. So join me today as I rank all 48 of these skins, new and old, and please stick around until the end for not only my full rankings, but more cohesive thoughts on the skin batch. Did you know that this skin was supposed to match with Poppy's Christmas skin? They have similar names and are both meant to be carolers. Sadly, while one is a pretty good Christmas skin, the other slaps an ugly color palette and a music note on a character's clothes and calls it a day. There are so many references they could have used to give Boxton a caroler skin, and instead it feels like they did the bare minimum. Please give Boxton one good skin! I'm begging! This was R&D's second skin this update, which felt completely unnecessary when both last update's fall skin and the other Christmas skin did a better job at being seasonal versions of R&D's base design. Additionally, this skin takes 1,200 ichor and 1,200 ornaments to purchase, which really doesn't feel worth it when all it has to offer is a small, barely noticeable sparkle effect, a mediocre outfit, and an ugly color palette. Just buy any other R&D skin over this, and you'll be alright. This skin feels as if they wanted to make V a holiday skin, but they didn't know what to do for it, so they slapped some lights and socks on her, as well as a once again unpleasant color palette and called it a day. It's especially telling with her hurt face, which is just an image of a tree and some presents compared to every other V's skin's incredibly unique hurt faces. It was truly a shock to me to see two Toodles, and by extension Roger, skins this update. While the other one is good, this one misses the mark. Her outfit is bland and her skin color palette is extremely off. Pretty much every other Toodle skin is better in one way or another. This skin feels like it's nothing more than a disappointing palette swap at first glance, though the dress is different than Tegan's base model. It truly makes me long for the missed potential of a hot cocoa Tegan skin. I really like what the skin is going for, being inspired by the Grinch and all, but it really falls flat for me, not going beyond swapping Shrimpo's color palette and throwing him into a traditional Santa suit. The first skin from the first Christmas event on this list, and for being our first Bobette skin, it was severely disappointing. Dandy's World is no stranger to pajama skins, but this one's pale color palette and outfit don't go well together. Also, why is she wearing a scarf? Girl, go to sleep. 2 Bobette skins in a row! That's blasphemy! Unfortunately, this skin is incredibly disappointing in comparison to its fellow golden skins. While Ginger and Rudy both got unique clothing items in theirs, and Cole feels more unique despite keeping the same bags and flag as her base design, Bobette keeps her same sweater, although with a slightly different design, and has a different color palette and crown slapped onto her. I truly don't have much to say about this skin. Neat idea, but flat colors. Nothing wrong with it, it's just there. I find it funny how Razzle and Dazzle is one of the toons with the most skins in the game, yet almost none of them really stick out to me. Matcha Morning did the same idea much better and is in the base game shop instead of only being available during an event. This skin has the same problems I had with Fall Stroll, except worse. Pretty much all of Shelly's skins are better, whether that's an outfit, color palette, or in serving as a seasonal skin option, leaving this one to struggle and sticking out. Shelly having freckles is a neat idea though, I guess. This and Shelly's skin are honestly interchangeable in ranking. I love the idea of the skin a lot and how it matches with Cole, but the color palette brings it down for me. Cute but simple skin. Unfortunately, the saturated color palette burns my eyes. I don't have much more to say here. First Snowtime skin on this list, and the first Cosmo skin not to match with Sprout. Oh my god! Unfortunately, it seems like he needs to match with Sprout to have a good skin. This skin honestly isn't that bad, but his skin color and face really bring it down for me, with the outfit itself being nothing extraordinary, especially when compared to the other Snowtime skins. I'm hoping that the skin also doesn't count as an Ube roll skin for Cosmo, which is something I would love to see in the future. I feel like I should dislike the skin a lot more than I do, but even with my problems with the color palette and somewhat bland outfit, this skin comes out as a resounding eh. This skin feels like a lesson to never make a Connie skin without headwear. It feels like it's missing something, and that something is definitely a bow or a hat. This skin is an improvement on base Louis' design, and is better than most of Louis' other skins, but that doesn't say much when his base design and most of his other skins aren't great. It's alright. If you haven't noticed, we're on a streak of skins from the first Christmas event, and that's because they're all pretty mid. That combined with Cole as a whole struggling to stand out when compared to her other tunes, leads the skin to just be one that's just kind of there. Last skin from the first Christmas event for now, I promise. This is a simple palette swap with cuffs added, but it's one that works so much better than most others. Did you know that since my last skin review, they actually added custom paintings to every brush of skin? It's like Quell heard my pleas. This skin's solid though. It still feels outdone by her last skin with a similar green and orange color palette, but it's not the worst thing in the world. A problem with a lot of the Christmas skins is that they're too bland for me to have a strong opinion on, while having better skins overall. This is a prime example. Roger looks nice here, and the color palette isn't bad, but he has better skins, including a more expensive skin from the same update. I wouldn't be surprised at anyone using this, but it isn't something I'd use myself. Blood thinks he's part of the team. The other two skins in the same matching set are much better. Sprout's outfit is nice, but the pale color palette doesn't work as well in comparison to Ginger's skin, and the contrast of Cosmo's darker skin tone in his skin makes that one an improvement over this one as well. When originally drafting this video, I had this Cole skin higher. Along with that, I really struggled on where to put it next to every other Christmas skin we have. Ultimately, I landed on putting it here. It's an okay addition to the other Snowtime skins. I'd be lying if I said the horns didn't come off as a bit goofy though. While this skin is better than Tegan's, I have a similar issue to her skin. While this skin is solid, I feel like the potential for a snow globe skin was right there. And hopefully Gigi's next skin doesn't use a yellow and blue color palette. This is the last skin from the first Christmas event on this list. And while it's Ginger's worst skin, it isn't a bad skin. This skin is particularly overhated in the community, treatment that I do not think it deserves despite its placement on this list. It does a good job as a pajama skin, and I do really like the color palette. This is Flutter's first skin after her optimization, and though it's simple overall, I really do love it. The blue they chose for the skin really throws it off for me, and I prefer other skins this update, but this is definitely the best she's looked so far. I think that this skin is absolutely adorable, especially when putting Blot Jr. into the mix. The color palette is unique in comparison to a lot of other Christmas skins, which is something I appreciate. Unfortunately, there's just better skins in the shop that I almost feel wrong putting this higher. I love this skin. I really do. Unfortunately, the skin color they chose is so ugly that I cannot put it higher. The outfit is absolutely adorable and I love every part of it. The green they went with her skin is just so unbelievably off-putting that I cannot justify putting this higher. If you can't tell, choice of color palette, especially that of skin tone, is probably the biggest problem I have with the skins this update. I'm very conflicted with how high I have the skin, considering that the same idea has been done before as Glisten's first skin, just with a different color palette and slightly different bow and face makeup. I don't know if that's more of a testament to the skin being good or the rest of the skins being so okay. I really love the idea of matching Elf and Santa skins for Roger and Toodles. This one does a really good job at its goal. I'm just not sure if I can justify the more expensive price tag with its lackluster effects. I have extremely similar feelings to this as I do the Toodle skin. This lands slightly above it, though their rankings are honestly interchangeable, due to how much I love how absolutely goofy this skin is. This skin takes a lot of complaints I have with skins earlier on this list, such as color palette and overall outfit choice, and makes it work. Maybe a sweater and light combo could have worked this good for V instead of keeping her naked. Unlike Bobette's golden skin, I really do like the other three. This is the one I would rank the lowest, as it has the least differences to Cole's base model, but it's my favorite skin of hers for sure. Unfortunately, to get it, you need to encounter Twisted Cole as Cole 10 times, so you will never see anyone with this skin in public, ever. Especially with how little Cole is played already. I feel very similarly about the remaining 3 golden skins, though I'd place this one slightly above Cole. I love the small detail of turning his neck fur into a small bandana for this skin though. Now this This is what a golden skin should be. A completely different outfit from the default, while retaining the namesake golden color palette. The addition of gloves and the longer dress really make this outfit feel more regal in comparison to the other 3 skins, but I'd be lying if I didn't say that every time I saw the skin, I just thought of Princess Daisy. This may be controversial, but I personally like this skin more than Ginger's golden skin. Not by a lot, they're probably interchangeable for me at the end of the day, but personal preference of color palette pushes this over the edge for me. Now this is how you do a Christmas skin for Connie. By giving her headwear. Oh, and freckles. It's a simple but effective outfit that makes me yearn for a full Christmas Carol themed set in the future. Though it should be noted that the skin doesn't really compare to the look of the Ghost of Christmas Past as described in A Christmas Carol, as she's almost impossible to portray accurately in visual media, which is why you most often see her with a different portrayal in every adaptation of The Christmas Carol. Okay, yap session over, sorry. We're reaching my personal top 10 now. I know I've had some controversial rankings here and there, so I'd love to hear what your opinions and favorite Christmas skins are in the comments below. Anyways, I adore Rudy's outfit here, especially the small cape. Everything about it just clicks for me. It'd be higher if I didn't have a weird personal issue with the hooves having the same moving pattern and gradient as his cape. This skin does a much better job at being a Christmas skin for Shrimpo than his earlier entry does. It also serves as a matching skin with Finn, though not as noticeable at first glance. My only true complaint about the skin is that I wish his particle effect was more noticeable to justify his price tag. You guys don't understand. This is literally the first in-game Louis skin that I have liked. That doesn't have a nose, at least. I love his marching band outfit, because of course he's a band kid, and the red and green color palette works much better here than almost every other Christmas skin. Well, not perfect, I do really like the skin, though nothing is beating the actual perfection that is Showtime Louis. In another life, this was his base design. This skin does a much better job than Sprout's with a similar color palette. The contrast of the darker brown skin tone works really nicely, and it's probably the best of the set because of this fact. Another skin that's simple but effective. This skin, however, is the exact opposite of simple. It completely changes Ginger's outfit to a puffier dress, which I adore. Along with this, they decided to give her a shorter haircut, which I cannot stress enough how much I love. This skin's design is nearly perfect for me, only thrown off by, you guessed it, Ginger's skin tone. That, however, is not enough for me to dock this skin further. I feel so wrong having what's essentially a recolor so high, especially one that honestly should have been given to Tegan, but man, this skin is so nice to look at. The color palette works so well together, the marshmallow trail is actually visible and animated, and it was free. As long as you logged in, of course. If the skin had more to it, I would have probably put it higher, but I feel like I cannot justify doing so with how much the top 5 does to deserve their spot. Quite frankly, I'm still upset that the skin is supposed to be matching with that thing. This puts Poppy into an outfit while not being one that carolers are exactly typically portrayed with in media, still does a great job at embodying Christmas. This skin is probably the one that does the best job, or one of the best, along with Toodles and Roger's matching skins, at representing the Christmas spirit. Them choosing to give Poppy a more desaturated color palette for her skin tone was also a great choice, as with something more saturated, the skin easily could have suffered. Okay, no, I have to give actual commentary. I'm sorry. This skin's outfit is gorgeous. The gradient effect and color palette is implemented in places where it works, and the bow on the back literally ties it all together. I have absolutely no notes. This skin is absolutely worth your Robux, or at least I would say so. This skin does something that this, along with the next entry, excel in. Both skins have added on top of their character's base design in a way where they could serve as their base designs with the winter aspects toned down. Both are extremely close in my eyes, but the next entry has a slight edge for me. That aside, this skin is such an improvement on Astro's base design. The gradient and fluff on his cap and blanket work so well and are an excellent improvement on his base model, as well as the more detailed star eye thing and improved face model as opposed to the awkward frown of his base appearance. making me kind of upset that we'll more than likely never see Astro or any character really get an updated design. The scarf and socks are a cherry on top of the skin as well. As previously stated, the skin feels as though it could be a more detailed version of Finn's base design with the winter aspects toned down. And while the particle effects of the skin, being the same as Shrimpo's, do not justify its price tag, I believe all of the small details justify both its price tag and high placements. The fishing rod trinket being implemented into a skin, the hoodie under the vest, the hole being cut out on the top of Finn's head like an ice fishing hole to allow Barnaby freedom, Barnaby getting a reskin as a whole, it's genuinely fantastic. Or should I say, fantastic? What? Why is no one laughing? It was funny. It was really funny. And my personal favorite skin of this update, and the one I believe to be the best, is New Year's Ginger. Over Snow Time is probably crazy for most people, but man, this skin does a great job at everything while not overdoing it. The outfit is completely changed from Ginger's base model while still looking good. The sparkle effects are much more noticeable on this skin than the others with similar effects this update, and them deciding to give Ginger different hairstyles beyond her base model was the most genius thing they've ever done when designing skins for this game. What really pushed the skin over the edge for me, from great to the absolute best, was the surprise of obtaining the skin and seeing the giant bow on the back of the model. Much like Bobette's skin, this bow literally ties the skin together perfectly. And it was free. Though I will say that these top 3, I really struggled with a consistent placement when writing the script, so my opinion could definitely change in the future. And there you have it, every Christmas event skin ranked. Take a shot every time I talk about colors, you will die. This batch feels like it should have been more of a slam dunk than it turned out to be. In concept, throwing tunes into traditional Christmas wear or winter outfit should have been a piece of cake, but in execution, we received some incredibly messy skins. I understand, however, that skin designing is not as easy as I chalk it up to be. There are hours of work put into concepts, modeling, and more that I do not personally understand as someone who isn't a game developer. But a small part of me feels like the designers could have looked at some of these and realized how underbaked they'd end up being in comparison to the other skins this update. I also feel like I'm not giving enough credit to the good of this update, because even with a lot of skins either being bad or just being kind of bland to where I feel almost nothing about them, there are some incredible skins here that really show the future of what character design in Dandy's World could be. We just have to hope that the Easter event's new skins are good, but I'm not gonna lie, that shop is even more varied in quality than this one. But of course, all of this is my opinion. You, as a viewer, are bound to disagree with my rankings, and that's okay. I'd love to hear any thoughts you have in the comments below, and please consider subscribing or even joining my membership for more Dandy's World content. Thanks for watching, Dandelion out. Unscripted for a second, I didn't realize until going back later just how many of these skins have freckles for like no reason. I